I knew something was wrong the second his phone lit up on the kitchen counter and he didn't flinch. Evan is the kind of person who flinches. He flinches at loud commercials, at sudden rain, at me opening the junk drawer too hard. But that night, when the screen flashed Maya Strawberry and the preview said, "Same spot as last time," he just kept rinsing the pasta colander like he didn't see it. I told myself not to be insane. I told myself it was probably his coworker. He works in marketing. Everyone has emojis in their contact names. I also told myself I was in a mood because I'd had a horrible week and because we'd been weird lately, like roommates who kiss hello. "Who's Maya?" I asked, trying to sound casual, like I ask about the weather. He didn't even look up. "Oh, new client. It's nothing." That should have been enough. It wasn't, because he said client the way you say fire drill. Automatic. Practiced. Like the word was already loaded in his mouth. Over dinner, he kept his phone face down, which is normal for some people, but not him. Evan usually scrolls while I talk, and I hate it. That night, he was suddenly respectful, suddenly present, suddenly asking about my day like he was checking boxes. Then he got up to grab more water and took the phone with him. The next morning, he was in the shower and his laptop was open on the couch. I wasn't proud of what I did. I also wasn't proud of how fast my fingers moved, like my body had already decided, and my brain was just watching. His iMessage was synced. I searched Maya. Nothing. No thread. No email. Like she didn't exist. But when I clicked the calendar, there were these repeated blocks every other Thursday. Gym, 7:30 p.m. Evan hates the gym. He hates sweating. He once complained for 40 minutes about the texture of a yoga mat, and under the notes for those events, there were addresses. Not gyms. Residential buildings. One was across town near the river, in one of those converted loft areas where every building lobby smells like eucalyptus. I felt stupid and melodramatic, like I was starring in my own bad true crime documentary. Still, I took a screenshot and sent it to myself, then deleted the sent message from his laptop like I was a professional criminal. That evening, he kissed my forehead and said, "I'm gonna hit the gym. Don't wait up." "Okay," I said, and my voice sounded normal, which scared me more than if it cracked. The turning point wasn't me following him. It was me noticing he didn't bring his gym bag. He walked out with just his keys and his phone, hoodie zipped up like it was armor. I waited 10 minutes, then drove. I told myself I was only going to confirm he was at a gym so I could laugh at myself later. A rational person. The address led me to a building with a code keypad and a tiny lobby. I parked across the street under a dead streetlight and watched the entrance like a creep. My heart was doing that thing where it feels like it's trying to escape through your throat. Evan showed up 20 minutes later. He didn't look around like someone worried about being caught. He looked familiar, like he'd been there 100 times. A woman came out of the building and smiled before she even saw him fully, like she recognized his walk. Dark hair in a messy bun, big tote bag, the kind of casual expensive coat people wear when they don't check price tags. He leaned in and kissed her cheek. Not a greeting kiss, not a coworker kiss. A kiss where his hand went to her waist like it belonged there. I don't remember opening my car door, but suddenly I was on the sidewalk. "Evan," I said, and my voice did crack that time. He spun like I'd slapped him. The woman froze mid-step, eyes darting between us like she'd walked into the wrong movie. "What are you doing here?" Evan asked. Not, "Oh my God," not, "Let me explain," just annoyed, like I'd shown up uninvited to a party. "I could ask you the same thing," I said. My hands were shaking so hard, I shoved them into my jacket pockets. "Is this the gym?" His mouth opened and closed. The woman, Maya, I assumed, tightened her grip on her tote strap. "I'm not," Evan started, then stopped, then tried again. "It's complicated." I laughed, but it came out ugly. "It's always complicated when you're lying." Maya's face went pale. "You said you were single," she said, and it wasn't accusatory. It sounded like she was genuinely trying to solve a math problem that suddenly didn't add up. Evan snapped, "Not now." That, "not now," was the moment I saw him differently. Not as my anxious, flinchy boyfriend, as someone who could compartmentalize me into an inconvenience. I should have yelled. I should have demanded his phone. I should have said something dramatic. Instead, I looked at Maya and said, "How long?" She hesitated, then quietly, "Since October." October. We'd gone to my sister's wedding in October. He'd slow danced with me. He'd toasted us. He'd told my dad he wanted to build a life. I turned back to Evan, and something in me went cold. "You've been going to the gym for 5 months?" He swallowed. I wasn't happy. I stared at him. "So you cheated?" "I didn't," he said. And then, because he can't help himself, he added, "It wasn't like that." Maya let out a sharp breath. "What does that even mean?" And here's the part I can't stop replaying. He looked at her, then at me, and said, "I didn't plan for this to overlap." Overlap, like we were calendar events. I went back to my car before I did something I couldn't take back. He followed me halfway, calling my name, I didn't answer. I drove home with my hands clenched white on the wheel, and I didn't cry until I pulled into our parking spot and saw his bike chained up like he was definitely coming back. And now he's in the guest room because I told him not to touch me. He keeps trying to talk in these soft, apologetic sentences that still somehow blame me. You've been distant. I didn't know how to bring it up. You always assume the worst. And I keep thinking about Maya's face, the way she looked betrayed too, the way she didn't look like a villain in my story, just another person who got handed a role without auditioning. I haven't texted her, I haven't told anyone, I also haven't kicked him out, which makes me feel weak and complicit and furious at myself. He left his phone on the counter again this morning. Another notification popped up from Maya. This time it said, "Are you going to tell her the truth, or should I?"